Greetings, friends, fellow gamers, and Overwatch fans. We've got a new mode. Blizzard just patched in Overwatch Uprising, which is their latest seasonal event. Instead of being tied to something in the real world, though, it is tied into previous Overwatch canon, which is really nice. So, we're gonna explore that. I do have one Uprising loot box. I've already played the mode a couple times. I'm pretty familiar with it, but let's see what we get in our loot. Ba-ba-da-bum! Duplicates and a spray for Genji, but that's okay. Alright, so you can access this by going to the arcade mode. There are two versions of it. There's an all heroes version where you can pick whoever you would like, and then of course the standard version, which includes Mercy, Reinhardt, Torbjorn, and Tracer, all in their fancy skins for the event. Each one has their own like original OG Overwatch skin, which is kind of cool. So, the thing that's nice about this, as opposed to Junkenstein's Revenge from the Halloween event, is that it takes place over the entirety of the map, instead of just like a small section of the map. So we're gonna go with Tracer because I'm most comfortable with her. But each of the four heroes, as you'll see throughout the mode, have their own special skins. And one thing that's really cool about this is it allows everybody to play with those skins without necessarily having to own them on like their character unlocks and everything like that. So there are Null Troopers, which are kind of like the stock robots for Null Sector. Null Sector is a Omnic Rights activist group that wants Omnic Rights. I don't know why they are attacking King's Row. It's not really clear, even though this is a more story-based event. If you look in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you can see that it uses some elements of the esports observer mode for the matches, showing everybody's health. But one thing that's cool is every once in a while, Soldier 76, Anna, and later on Reyes, who is actually Reaper, show up, and they start providing updates and things like that. One thing with these hack points, so the way this map works is there are 3 hack points that you have to hack first to disable anti-air guns, so we can bring the payload in, to blow up the door, to prevent Null Sector from exploding a reactor in the middle of London. So we just disabled the first one. This one's really easy. It's all just these Null Troopers.
Up ahead. I'm marking it on your HUD.
Yeah. So these things are Eradicators, I believe, and they have shields, which suck. That's okay, because robots need shields too, which is fine. So this is a tough point to defend because it's very out in the open compared to the others. You can be attacked from pretty much all angles. One thing that's really nice is none of the Null Sector bots fly, which I feel would make this particular capture point really difficult to hold. Yep, so they are coming from all directions. Looks like. Where's the Eradicator? So if Reinhardt charges the Eradicators, it pops their shield right away. So they immediately lose their shield, which is nice. So this third point is in the cathedral.
Detecting significant null sector troops headed in your direction.
So now we wait. This first half of the mode is very basic. You're just traveling from point to point and then holding it, which is fine. But later on, as you'll see shortly when we activate the payload, you'll see that this mode is full of fun and frustration, especially when it starts bringing in the other enemy types. There are four more enemy types beyond the Null Troopers and the Eradicators. Some that target the payload specifically, and others that provide frustrations. I do like the design of the Null Sector bots. The bots are really, really cool. I like the splicers the most. There are these tiny little ones that you're about to see. They remind me a lot of Mousers from Ninja Turtles. So this phase won't start until everybody comes to the payload, which has proved to be confusing to some of my other groups that I've played with.
Inspires confidence, doesn't it?
Let's see what we got here.
Sector forces are inbound to your position.
So mostly people will put their turret on top of the payload.
They aren't as strong, but
Yeah, see, these are those splicers. Slicers, sorry, not splicers, slicers. And they are tiny and more of a nuisance than anything. Unfortunately, because of where my camera is placed in this video, you can't see it, but in the upper right hand corner there is a bar for payload health, which is different, having kind of this extra objective, this extra goal to protect. So the other 3 units that you encounter in this mode, there are going to be some that you see here soon. One of them should be this. Yep, the detonator. It's pretty much a giant floating landmine. It does a ton of damage to the payload if it gets near it. Luckily, it can be charged by Reinhardt, which is nice. So a lot of people just end up doing that. It does have a ton of health. So as soon as it pops up, everybody really needs to make it a priority.
What's that sound?
Seems like we hit another little snag.
One thing that is cool
Snag.
in this mode is the characters have a lot of back and forth. And that's honestly one of the best part about Overwatch is the characters. So as you can see, there are null-sec versions of Bastion that prove to be troublesome. But like the detonators before, everybody, if you just focus them, they fall pretty quick. And then later on in the match, after we've escorted the payload, there will be Orisa robots as well that have purple skins in line with the null sector stuff. as long as everybody focuses the detonator. Stick that bastion. The Eradicators do have a weak spot in their back, just like Bastion does when he turns into turret form. Oh, come on. Whew. Oh no, oh no, oh no. So now that the payload is ready,
Once you're there, well, it's up to Torbjorn. Good job, team. And
we get to
you,
move that.
Commander Reyes. Amalia.
Reyes. Latest Blackwatch intelligence indicates heavy null sector numbers inside the power station.
Alright.
Expect null troopers, eradicators, bastions, and some OR-14s.
The OR-14s that Reaper mentions are actually the Orisa units. One thing that's really interesting is this event between the event itself and the comic that was released beforehand revealed a lot of stuff about the Overwatch members before everything kind of went belly up. And I do know that a lot of people really want Blizzard to re-record the voice lines for Bastion's Blackwatch skin, which was available in the Origin Edition, to meet this new, to have this new voice of Reyes that he uses in this mode, which I kind of agree, because I mean, because it was like one of the first skins, it does have like Reaper's default skin, despite the fact that it shows human. So it's very I guess I don't want to say disengaging, but distracting is probably the right word. It is very distracting, simply because of like his voice doesn't match the skin. So there's that, but so far it looks like we're moving this payload pretty well. They do come from nearly every direction, which is frustrating, but it's still fun. There's another Bastion, I hear him. There he is. So right now the payload is sitting at 83%.
Should we be standing further away?
Maybe behind my shield.
Everybody get behind his shield.
Get
Do
that
do
door
do
open
do do.
now. Energy levels are peaking.
Understood.
Come get your armor. We've detected a massive power surge from inside the plant. Best guess
So there's the Orisa units. The first one's not too tough
focus on those OR
because she doesn't use her shield. But there are 4 of them in here, which is frustrating. And then there's a Bastion as well, which is frustrating. There's another Bastion around the corner. So you have to be very cautious of sightlines. Unlike King's Row, the regular map, though, they're still breaking ground. So, there's no hole in the ground for you to accidentally fall through, which is kind of nice. a Bastion back there in the corner. Way back there in the corner. Get the Bastion, get the Bastion. Okay. Alright, get her.
Good work out there, team. We've stopped null sector and given peace a chance.
Victory! So that's the entire mode, start to finish. Yeah, it's usually Torbjorn, simply because he's got the turret, so he can just have it turret do his work. But unlike competitive or quick play mode, Bastion actually has to participate, which is kind of nice. So yeah, that is Overwatch Uprising. It's running through May 1st, I believe. So yeah, if you have Overwatch, I highly recommend checking it out. You do get a free loot box just for logging in during the event. And then they replace normal loot boxes throughout the entirety of the event. There are some cool skins. Bastion does have his own Null Sector skin. It uses the Null Sector bots from the match. Orisa has hers as well, which is kind of cool. I like how they like kind of deconstructed her and made her look a little retro compared to like that smooth finish she has in the beginning. And then of course, the 4 characters that you can play in the mode get skins as well. Genji gets a Blackwatch skin. Blackwatch was Overwatch's kind of like their deep ops unit. So Genji gets that, and then Widowmaker has a Talon skin as well. So there's a lot of rewards. There's, of course, highlight intros and victory poses and emotes and things like that. So I definitely recommend checking it out. So, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys all enjoy Overwatch Uprising, and remember, be kind to your fellow gamers.